This is Zac Dunkle from 2U Medical, and you're watching GoTarryn TV.
Hey everybody, welcome to GoTarryn TV today. It's episode 442. I'm Tarryn, the traveling trainer from Atlanta, Georgia, and also from Atlanta. We're welcoming back to GoTarryn TV Mr. Zac Dunkle, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Zac, how are you doing today?
Doing well, Tarryn. How about yourself?
Good. Thank you for coming back on. Appreciate it. We had you back for the folks watching for referencing. If you want to take this down, episode 385, we had Zac on the first time last year. And then on a follow-up, Zac and Linda McIver from 2U Medical were on episode 389. But here we are, Zac. So first of all, just wanted to ask you, how are you doing, and how's this year going for you so far?
Doing pretty well. Staying pretty busy, which is always good. Yeah, things are going well. Currently, about ready to head out this weekend to go to a course. But other than that, yeah.
That's right. I remember we talked about that last week very briefly. So can you tell us about this course, what this is all about, where it's at?
Yeah, so it's up. It's in Ashburn, Virginia, just west of Washington, D.C. What it is it's one of the dry needling courses offered through Kineticore, and something that I've used and have had really great results with. When it's matched to the right person, I just don't think that there's any other more powerful treatment out there. But yeah, so pretty excited to do that. Great faculty with Kineticore, and it's always a good time.
That's great. And this course is going to be for the full weekend. Is that correct? How many days is it?
Yeah, so it starts Friday, and then we'll finish up Sunday late afternoon.
Wow, that's intense. Have you been up that way before?
Yeah, actually, I took another one of their courses at Ashburn as well. I drove that time, so that was a little bit different. I worked a full day Thursday. I drove up there. I got there about probably about like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then turned around and had a class. I think it started at noon, and then turned around Sunday afternoon. Left up there around 4 or 5, and got back to Atlanta probably around 1, and then worked on Monday. So
that sounds brutal.
I'm flying. Yeah, it's flying this time, so it'll be a little bit different.
That'll be much nicer, I would think.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather should be okay for you up there too.
Yeah, hopefully.
Good, excellent. Well, let's jump right into talking about recapping here. For the folks who want to learn more about you, again, they can reach out and check you out on the previous video blogs. You're on LinkedIn and Facebook and what have you, so they could see your credentials and everything else. So why don't I ask you this? Here's a personal question for you. So how do you get your workouts in for yourself? You're a busy guy. You're out on the go just like I am, seeing patients and such. How do you get your own workouts in during the day?
Yeah, so what I do is I've here starting in the fall, I've really gotten into kind of unconventional type stuff. I get into kettlebells. I have some battle ropes, and I got some other. I have med balls, and then another kind of looks like a sledgehammer. It's a steel mace. I've got that as well, and so I kind of just like to mix things up. Whether it's doing goblet squats with a kettlebell, doing swings with the kettlebell, the get up and what have you. But I try and do that a couple times a week, and I'll vary that into say a more upper body and then a lower body type deal. And then I use resistance bands as well. So yeah, I mix things up as much as I can, but I try and get either at least 30 to 45 minutes. If I'm lucky, it's about an hour at least twice a week.
Oh wow, that's good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you work out with your wife too sometimes? Mix it up there?
Yeah, so we have in the basement, we have kind of like a little gym, if you will, with we have a treadmill, have a bike on a trainer, and then I have enough space where I can kind of space things out with the battle ropes, and the kettlebells and whatnot. And I'm kind of in the process here eventually within the next few months. I want to get a squat rack as well and kind of go from there. But
Yeah,
yeah,
really serious into it. And I saw the kettlebells that you had last week too
yeah.
that you sent. So I asked you a little bit about that, but for the folks who haven't seen the picture of it, can you tell everyone else out there about these kettlebells you have? I've never seen anything like it. It looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah, no. What it is, there's a couple different companies out there that they put kind of faces on the kettlebell, so it's just not a kettlebell.
Yeah, I've never heard of
Uh,
that.
yeah, yeah. So the company that I have bought that I bought all my stuff from is called On It,
Okay.
and they're based out of Texas. It's a really great company. I mean, here in Georgia, I'll order something say today, and it'll be here by Thursday.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, real nice, really fast, and just all around just a great company to work with. So they have like a couple different lines. So they have your conventional kettlebells, and then they have like a Cyclops series, and then they have their what's called primal kettlebells, and the primal kettlebells are like apes and gorillas and chimps and things like that. So yeah, the one that I showed you was my it's a 36-pound chimp uh, kettlebell. So yeah, it has a face on it, and if you look on the internet, you look around, and if you go on their website, they'll people submit photos how that they'll paint the face of the kettlebell up and give like the gorilla and the chimp face like some kind of structure.
That is so cool. I love it. Yeah, and oh, so the other thing in the picture, that was your sledgehammer apparatus you were mentioning
That
earlier,
was
right?
my mace. Yeah, so I
Oh,
have
gotcha. Okay.
it's a 10 and a 15-pound mace. And my whole kind of theory behind that is I think, you know, everyone talks about core stability and got to train the core and do core work, which is great. The
Hmm.
unfortunate thing is, I think for the most part, people kind of get stuck in a rut and they think that the only thing that you can do to train your core is do planks and
Mm-hmm.
things like that and bridges and stuff. And those are all great. But I think one of the downfalls is we have to progress beyond static positioning to strengthen the core because the core, when we need core stability, we're typically not laying down when we need core stability. We're moving and we're carrying things and we're just doing things through motion. It's a
Mm-hmm.
dynamic process. So that's the whole thing with the kettlebells and with the steel mace. You simulate if you're working with someone that does a lot of manual labor, such as maybe digging, construction type work, you can take that steel mace and the weight is concentrated on the end, and you can simulate them digging dirt, you know, or you can simulate like a jousting type motion where you're thrusting the steel mace forward, and that it really kind of draws in your core.
Hmm.
And in all aspects of the core. So not just the abdominals, but it draws in the erector spinae as well because you're fighting that flexion motion at the hip.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, again, I've never seen anything like that. That was so cool. That is
Yeah,
very, very interesting. And so we got to give a shout out to a couple of other people that we see mutually every week if they're watching, Jimmy and Carol and Marietta. And
yeah,
so we've been working with them, and I know we told them about the kettlebells. Sometime we'll have to bring those over so you could show them. But
yeah, yeah,
it looks like the last session with Jimmy there, he was doing really well. We did some extra, at your suggestion, adductor, inner thigh stretching, and so I guess, can you walk us through? He's one of your typical patients that you do in-home physical therapy for. What's involved? Let's just use him for example on a typical session, like when you come out. So, in other words, what I'm asking is, if someone's listening or watching out there, and they might be interested in having an in-home therapist, what can they expect when you come to their house?
yeah. So without getting into specifics on an individual thing,
Yeah.
but in general,
Mm-hmm.
what I bring and what I have to offer is the same thing that you would go to a clinic and experience.
Mm-hmm.
The initial aspects of it is very kind of what I call manual therapy based. So what we do is we try and facilitate and kind of weak areas or dysfunction. Wherever there's dysfunction, maybe something's not moving quite as well, or maybe it's moving a little too much,
Hmm.
and we want to kind of create some stability there. And so, I have my table, I have my backpack with all the supplies that I may need,
Hmm.
and then so from there we figure out kind of what's going on, what's contributing, and then, like I said, we do primarily a manual therapy based approach initially, followed up with specific targeted exercises that will address and continue with the goal of the manual therapy approach. Then what I like to do is transition into someone like yourself or into exercise type thing.
Hmm.
I'm a huge believer in exercise. I think exercise is the best form of medication. It's the best prescription medication that anyone can do. There's a fair amount of research that supports that as well.
Very much so.
Um, and so and get them moving and get them active. So that's typically what we do. We use I don't have like a leg press or anything like that. We work with what's in the home. If you have a set of stairs, well, then we do stairs.
Hmm.
We can do squats.
Hmm.
We do things like that. So weights. I use bands.
Hmm.
Yeah, all that type of stuff. So
Very good. And folks watching, I've seen Zach in action. He's one of the best, so you could take it from me. I can attest that he'll give him a good workout. We got to also give a shout out to Linda Zuck if she's watching or listening right now. Linda had been looking for in-home referral, and I immediately jumped on it. I messaged her back, said you got to get with Zac Dunkle, and hopefully you guys have been connected. And
yeah, we did, and thank you for that, Taryn. That
perfect.
greatly appreciated. Yeah.
My pleasure. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody who needs physical therapy, especially for you to go to their home, that's a huge bonus and a big convenience for them. That
Oh,
they,
it's huge,
yeah,
and
certainly.
yeah, and the thing of it is when you look at kind of, I just had this discussion with my brother last night. We're talking about like health insurances and stuff,
Okay.
and when you look at kind of the way health insurances have gone, without getting into the specifics,
Uh huh.
in general, the health insurance companies have shifted that burden onto the client, so
Yeah.
the patient in my aspect.
Right.
And so, they're paying like their out of deductible cost or their deductible, high deductibles, co-pays, co-insurances, and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you couple that with a lot of times, when you have to go to the clinic, you have an opportunity cost. So you're missing out on something that you could else be doing otherwise, whether that's you taking time off work or you pay for childcare,
Mm-hmm.
all this type of things that are going on. Whereas you have someone that comes to your house or, to your hotel, if you're traveling, to your place of work.
Mm-hmm.
I work with you, and I mean, if you need to check an email, you need to respond to someone, take a call. You do all that,
Yeah.
and it works out really well, I believe.
Yeah.
And two, you know, I see people. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Monday through Friday. I can see you in the evenings. I could see you. I've seen people Saturday, Sunday. So that convenience is out there, and I think like people really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, certainly. No question. Let me ask you this, Zach. If people are watching right now, first question about your in-home therapy services. What is maybe a radius that you service if they're watching right now that you can go to their home and work with them?
Yeah, typically we're right around the metro, so within 285.
Okay.
Um, and then I live just north of 285, so I mean, I'll see people on the north end of the perimeter,
Okay.
Sandy Springs,
Hmm.
East Cobb, things like that. That's perfectly fine as well.
Perfect. Okay. And if they're watching and they want to contact you directly, how is the best methods of forms of reaching you directly via phone, email, whatever? How can they best reach you here?
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter, social media,
Hmm.
ZDunkPT on Twitter.
Okay.
Email Zach at 2umedical.com,
Okay.
and that would probably be the best. I'm typically pretty good at responding to that.
Definitely. absolutely. And for the folks watching, we'll get that on the screen when we fade to black, so you can grab a pen and paper and take that down. But I can attest, again, like I said, personally, Zach, it's wonderful to work with you and to know you. And we're going to have to get a workout in sometime and meet up at the gym, and you know,
Yeah,
that'll be good. Trade ideas and such. But I'm learning a lot from you just from the third-party observation with the mutual patient we work with. So. Keep
yeah.
up the great work. You're doing just
Well,
wonderful
thank
things.
you.
Absolutely. No, thank you for coming back on here. And we're going to have Linda on, too. We've rescheduled to get her. Linda, for the folks watching, is one of the people that he works with at 2U Medical. So we got to give her a shout-out as well if she's watching.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, Zach, what does the rest of your day look like? What are you going to be doing? It looks like you're outside right now.
Actually, no, I'm in the dining room. I mean,
Oh, I see. Okay. I could see
yeah,
now that behind you. Yeah, I saw the trees
it's
and I was like, oh, okay.
yeah. No, it's another rainy day in Atlanta. So
It is. Yeah, it's and it's supposed to
I
get
mean,
colder.
I'm starting to think I live in like Portland or something.
Yeah.
But no. So that I'm gonna go see a couple people, a couple folks today, and then we'll go from there.
Perfect. Very good. Well, Zach, if I'll see you tomorrow, but
Yeah.
I'll see you briefly. But let me say here again, good luck with the conference this weekend, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. And keep everything up that you're doing too. Really
Yeah.
good stuff. So,
Yep. Thank you.
all right. Thank you, Zach. All right, folks. Here comes his information right now. All right, everybody, there you have it, the Skype video interview and the contact information right there with Zac Dunkle, Doctor of Physical Therapy, here in the greater Atlanta area. So if you need in-home physical therapy, if you know anybody that needs that, I want you to please take his information down, contact him today, or if you have any general questions for him, just reach out to him, follow him on Twitter, or send him an email. But we love having him back on here on GoTarryn TV. We're going to have him on in the very near future again and keep in touch with him. So there you go, another video blog interview with Zac Dunkle, Doctor of Physical Therapy right here in the greater Atlanta area. So keep up the great work, Zac, if you're watching. Thank you so much for your time. And again, good luck on that conference as well. But for everyone else out there, I hope that you're having a wonderful day wherever you're watching today's video blog. We've got some more really exciting good ones coming up here, so please stay tuned. And if you ever want to watch these video blogs, if you ever miss any or want to go back on an archive ones, no big deal. Just go to the website link right there at the bottom of your screen, www.gotarryn.tv, and bookmark that website as a favorite to your web browser today, and tell 2 of your closest friends about the website as well. And if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you could please do one of the 3 following things, or actually, you know what? Do all 3 of them if you get a chance. Please make sure to like GoTarryn on Facebook, subscribe to GoTarryn on YouTube, and follow GoTarryn on Twitter. That'll keep you connected with Tarryn, the traveling trainer, master of the personal training universe, who always tells each and every one of you out there that it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. Thanks so much again for watching, folks. We'll see you on the next GoTarryn TV video blog. Bye-bye.